You might think living in a van means adventure from the moment I open my eyes. But what if I told you my mornings look a lot like yours? I have a comfy bed to sleep in, a shower to wake me up, a toilet just like you do, running water, a cupboard for my clothes, and a morning cup of coffee to start my day. Just like you, I work, I cook, I clean. And yes, I have a dirty dishes piling up in my sink too. Looks like you can have a pretty comfortable life on the road too. But let me guess, you are thinking that you will need to sell a kidney just to buy a motorhome or a campervan. Yes, these things can be so expensive, but they can be on a budget too. You see, you don't need to have a luxury motorhome to enjoy traveling and have a comfort of a typical home. When we were choosing our home on wheels, for me it was important to have enough space for us to work as we have two large dogs as well. But it didn't mean we had to buy a brand new motorhome. Oh, and you certainly don't need to build your own conversion to make it into your own style and vision. Our little Challenger is not so little and not so young. He was 10 years old when we got him, and from the inside, it looked like a typical motorhome from 15 years ago. Brown wood finish everywhere your eyes can see. It wasn't a good look. Our DIY skills are pretty much those of a 5-year-old, but with a bit of a paint and creativity, we had managed to turn around into such a cozy home on wheels. Okay, let's have a look in our home together. What are you waiting for? Let's go. Welcome to my bedroom, my favorite spot of the house. When we first got our motorhome, this place looked very different. We had this brown finish everywhere, and let's just say, I wasn't a fan. All we had to do is paint all the walls white, add the black matte finish to all the handles and doorknobs, and add some wallpaper for a bit of character. All it took is just a one day, and the final little touch was these curtains. You can't really tell we're in a motorhome, right? What I really like here is this little area for my books and journals. I wish I would be journaling daily, but reality couldn't be further from the truth. It's the thought that counts. I have also added some lights here. Let me show you how cozy this looks in the evening. Talking about light, this place gets all the natural light we need from these two big windows and another one here. But what about privacy? You just need to do this. And for those who are wondering where I keep all my gowns, I have plenty of space. Now, let's go down to visit my two troublemakers. Sema and Shadow love their spot, and I don't blame them. Sometimes they just want to chill in the bed all day long. Finding a good option for their beds was a 2-year journey on its own though. We've gone through a few beds until I came up with this idea. I just bought some firm foam and cut it into the right shape. I sewed the blanket around it and used a yoga mat underneath, which did two things. Made the bed stay in place when driving and also prevented humidity gathering on the floor. That was one proud moment. One of the things I love about this motorhome is how much storage we have. Storage can be so underrated when you're starting a van life, but trust me, there is not such a thing as too much storage space. This may look like a complete mess, but hear me out. We know exactly where everything is and it works for us, most of the time. We have a few big boxes in the garage section under this layer of mess, and it really helps keeping things organized. I also love the separate compartments under the bed. It comes very handy. You can see I'm passionate about storage, but let's move on. Having an indoor shower in a van can be somewhat of a controversial topic because you don't use it often. But when you do, you are so grateful for having it. Hot shower days is what luxury life feels like right now. Our shower has two functions. The main is a storage for our drinking water and my husband's dumping ground for clothes. And secondary purpose is the shower. Our toilet area is used a little more frequently. I can't imagine how some people do van life without a toilet. It's a must-have for me. You will be greeted by a more storage space for your toiletries and a sink and a handy mirror. It's a tiny space, but that's all you really need. Okay, let's go to the engine room of our van life, the kitchen. This may seem like a small space, but it packs a punch. We have a 2-stove hob, a sink that is frustratingly small for dishwashing, and plenty of storage above and below. Did you notice these beautiful tiles? I will tell you a secret. These are fake tiles. This was a great way to improve the look of the kitchen for very little. Behind us is our fridge, which is on its last legs and to be replaced next week. Don't get me started on how much motorhome fridges cost these days, but that's a story for the next time. And this little DIY curtain separates office from the kitchen. Welcome to our living room, dining room, office, and hallway. We spend a lot of time here, but I can't really complain. The views usually are pretty good. We have a handy table that extends and 2 captain chairs. We both work from here, and Summer helps with a bit of an admin from below. Did I mention more storage? We usually keep this area for our fruits. You can tell it's been a while since our last shopping trip. And that's what our junk drawer looks like. Okay, I feel like we have covered quite a lot, but I want to mention a few technical bits. These 2 seats are very important. And at this seat, we have our 110-liter water tank that supplies our running water. And we also have a boiler powered by gas for hot water. And at this seat is our big leisure battery. You really don't need to spend thousands on your battery. Ours is 260 amps for less than 300 pounds. And we use electricity a lot. Okay, this little feature is a lifesaver for cold winter days. Heating. It uses diesel from the tank and blows hot air through these holes inside. It gets toasty really quickly. Welcome to the control center. Houston, we have a problem. Nah, just kidding. We filled up on water today and had a full day of sun, so all systems are in full. Okay, and these 2 features would come top of the list for all my girly viewers. Nothing says ultimate privacy like a door that separates your living space in 2. Especially when you don't live alone. And this is the only mirror to check my outfit. I know what you're thinking, it's so wide.